I'll be shooting a wrap-up video to explain to you what I have done to these, but this is just a real quick video showing you what I'm doing with the Bozaks. I have new fabric coming. Yeah, I kind of like the finish. It's kind of a distressed finish. I'm not sure what kind of wood this is. It's definitely not walnut. It's some kind of closed pore wood like maple or something like that. But I actually have shelves in my office with the same kind of grain pattern, color pattern, after I stain those. So these will actually kind of go with what I have going on in my office. So anyway, the fabric is going to be kind of an off-white, and I've got some Bozak labels coming. I just did the first coat of wipe-on poly on the tops. So, I mean, I just put them on. They're not even close to being dried yet. So anyway, stay tuned for kind of the wrap up on these speakers, and I'll get some video once I have them moved into my office. I do have one mid on one of the speakers I'm sorting out right now. There's a rattle to it. I just haven't kind of gone in there to do any in-depth investigation. So I kind of wanted to do the cabinets first just because that's what I wanted to do. And then I'll give these a chance to dry really good, and then I'll flip them over and start working on the that mid. And it's only on like one song, Jimi Hendrix Red House. It rattles, and it hasn't rattled on any other song, and I've listened to these for probably a total of 5 or 6 hours. And that's the only song where there was a discernible, noticeable rattle. So anyway, just a real quick kind of teaser video on the Bozaks, the Bozak B305s, and stay tuned for the next part. So not really a true before and after, because I've done woodwork on both of the Bozaks, but it is a before and after. Old fabric, stained, ripped fabric, new fabric. I am super stoked at how these turned out. So I know I didn't shoot any video for how I did this one, and it's really basically, it's very simple. Flip the speaker over, remove the screws, remove the bottom piece, remove the screws that attach the top piece to the speaker, strip off the old fabric, remove the staples, wrap it with the new fabric, staple it in place, and I'm done, right? It took me about 2 hours to do that one. Maybe an hour and a half. I will try to shoot a little bit of video on this one tomorrow when I'm doing it. I figured out the rattle for the mid on this speaker. I think I had mentioned that in an earlier video. Well, basically the speaker was rattling because all the speakers were loose. So I'm pretty sure that just by tightening that speaker down, I should have hopefully removed that rattle or got rid of the rattle. I will see when I test it. I'm not going to move these into my office until I test them. I haven't done the feet yet with any stain. I'm not really too concerned with those, but I am super happy with how these turned out. I mean, they are really nice. I got, I think it's called egg white is the fabric color. I thought about going with the yellow, but I like a more yellowish color. I like the contrast between the dark and the egg white. So now I did leave, because this is what I like to do on my projects. I left some of the old fabric. You can't see it, but I like to leave the old fabric on there just so I can kind of show people this is what it looked like before. There you can kind of see where it was color faded and staining, and that fabric was really brittle. So I'm going to do that on both speakers. So anyway, I am so pleased with how these are turning out. I do have emblems I'm going to mount on the fabric, kind of right in the middle towards the bottom. So I need to come up with a way to mount those. I think they're self-stick, so I may just stick them on there and see how well they do. But anyway, so the remainder of this video will be me breaking this down into its steps. Again, I'm not going to paint. I'm going to try to make it as painless as possible. I'm not going to show every single, removing every single screw and staple and all that stuff. But I will kind of talk about how I did it. And I was able to dust out the speaker enclosures. Right, the speakers really themselves, because there was a ton of dust in there. So again, I am just super pleased with how these turned out. Can't wait to get them into my office and plugged in, and can't wait to enjoy them. So anyway, on to putting the new fabric on the speaker.